Hey guys, this is Back Outside Media. Today we're here with Harry Wynn, and he's going to tell you a little bit about what he's got going on, who he is, and actually where you guys might have seen him from.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're out here in North Charlotte, North Carolina. I brought my '93 Honda Civic, fully converted. It's now considered a time capsule. I built this thing back in '98. Competed with it until about 2009, 2010. Stored it away for about 14, 15 years. Brought it back out last year, and I did a whole tour going up the East Coast. And this year I'm coming down the East Coast. So that's what brings me down here. I also run a podcast. It's called Knowing Your Roots Podcast. Me and my buddy, we're the co-hosts, and we have a podcast on YouTube and Instagram where we talk about the golden era and sometimes, you know, what other things that are going on in the scene today.
Okay, cool. And so, saying that you just went on a whole East Coast tour, what are some of these cities that you absolutely love to go to? And what's one of the cities you absolutely hated going to?
Well, man, so I always love the big cities, right? So I love Charlotte just because every time we come down here, it's warm. Right? Right now, last night when I left DC, man, it was like 40 degrees.
Oh.
I come out here, it's 71 degrees.
Yeah,
I'm in my shirt.
Nice.
Yeah, it's nice. Well, you're from New York, so
yeah,
you know how it is, right?
It's cold right now, but it will get warmer eventually.
Yeah. I was in Philly this year. Last year I went all the way up to Honda Fest in Thompson, Connecticut.
Okay.
I'm based in the DMV, so you know I'm right in the middle. So coming down, coming up.
You have access to everybody.
Everybody, yeah.
So I will say you went to Honda Fest in Connecticut. Can you tell us some of the people you met out there? Because I know a few notable names out there. Took some street podcasts. You know, he was probably out there. Big JDM fans. What are some of those people that you actually got to meet?
Man, you know what? It's every time I bring this car out, there's such a large crowd that I'm just shaking hands with everybody, right? So, you know, I really don't remember when I met, but I do take the time to record any of these videos.
Okay, cool.
So, I think David, he runs the event.
Yep.
So he actually reached out to me and said, "Hey, you know, I know you're bringing this car back out. Could you bring it to my event?" And that's where I was like, "Yeah, not a problem."
And that's amazing because obviously, as it seems like, this is probably one of the most memorable cars for newer, younger car enthusiasts or even just JDM enthusiasts alone. So, what memory can you tell us is your most favorite memory of this? Whether if it's starting from scratch or if it's just down the line, built, and it's just something happened.
I mean, it's just the whole experience, right?
Okay.
So, you know, again, Charlotte has a special place in my heart because back in 2006, I drove this car down here and I won my first 104 nights.
Okay.
And growing up as a competitor, 104 nights was one of the trophies I was always like, I want it, I need it, right? I think I did 3 or 4, didn't place. So then when I came down here, I was like,
you're like, I got it. You achieved that moment that you hoped for.
Exactly.
So, being from the DMV, it's much like New York City. JDM's rules street culture from early 2000s, late 90s to mid 2010s. Touch on that, growing up in that culture.
You know, I want to say I'm narrow-minded, right? Because you're right. You're absolutely right about that, right? So the JDM cars, I believe, caught people's eyes.
Yes.
Right? So, but as a competitor, right, you can't knock these newer builds, right? The Hondas that do the diamond stitch interiors, do the full car audio, do the titanium in the engine bay. Like, they may not do swaps and stuff like that anymore, but it's still clean. They do the wheels, they still do brakes, right? But it's more of a showy build than a performance build.
So, would you say that you're a fan of both, even though a show build or if this is meant to go on the street and do your friends on the back roads or down some street?
I'm more of a performance guy, right? But the look is what draws you in, and then you open the book and you see what else they got, right?
So you can pretty much say this took inspiration from both. You have the performance, but you took that show car sport. So when people see it, it's like, hey, let me talk to you real quick.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So, you know, basically, I just want to say you got to respect those guys, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people are like, we don't want those. No, like that looks like that's where the culture is going. Right?
Okay. I can agree to that because a lot of people that say respect our bills, but then you see something like they're like, oh, I only like this because of how it is.
Yeah.
And then you can go to something obviously beside us, which is a K24, and they're like, oh, I don't like that because it's not a B series, it's not a 2JZ.
Exactly.
Which a lot of people don't know. The B series, in my opinion, is probably one of the most affordable performance mods you could do to any JDM
Man, I
car.
just like the way it looks, man. Like, you know, like
I would say this is beautiful.
Yeah, so I just like the way it looks. Like a lot of people are saying, yo, like go Kmow, and get more power to. I'm like, I just don't like the way it looks in there.
I agree, but I also tell people too, you don't need 1,000 horsepower to daily a car.
Yeah.
That 800 reliably is fine for me at least. I don't know about a lot of people, but so where do you say you kind of got into cars? Where was that first like?
Oh my god,
I love them.
So my brother, he's 3 years older than me. I remember when he came home from college one day, he went to UVA. The Crutchfield was right there. He brought home the first car stereo, and I was like, bazooka tube, and what is this head unit, right? So I think that's what originally got me into it.
Okay.
And then when I was a senior in high school, the guy that was parked next to me in my parking space, he had a 95 Honda Civic Green.
Okay.
And he had all Honda Sport stuff, and I was just like,
wow, like, this is amazing.
Yeah, first time I seen the Civic lowered.
Yeah.
He popped his head, he had the strut bar.
Okay.
He had the RS Akimoto intake.
Yes.
That was like, whoa, what is that, right?
And it caught your eye pretty much.
Yeah. So that's
great. I think a lot of people have different times. I know me personally, it's from a kid. I was always quick on cars. I can't get like the sweets unless you tell me what the taillights are.
It's funny too because as a tribute to him, I put the Honda Sport kanji on the rear view mirror.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's my tribute to him.
I didn't even see that. I'm glad that you pointed that out, actually. That's actually a really good touch.
Yeah.
So, despite everything, performance cars, street builds, show builds, what is some of your favorite events to go to? Is it going to be more of your like straight aimed events, or is it going to be more of your show events? Coming from that performance background.
Well, I'm a competitor.
Okay.
Right? I'm a show car competitor.
So where does that come from?
Man, I think that just comes from me, man. That's, you know, in high school I was a tennis player. That's not really a team sport, right? So that's more of an individual sport. You have that mental toughness.
Yeah.
I think that's where it came from.
Most definitely.
Yeah. So individually, when I was touring this car back in the day, I achieved all those awards, and I was like, you know, what else can I add to that list?
I've got all this. What can we stack on top?
Mentality and create a team, and that's where I created Team Emotion with 4 of my other friends. Those guys have retired, and you know, 22 years later, I got a bunch of brand new guys that have followed the team, and were like, we always wanted to be part of this.
Yeah. I mean, so are they younger guys, older guys, middle-aged guys? Like, what is the team currently?
So it's all right.
Okay.
I even have some people that were younger brothers to older members.
Okay.
Now on the team.
So basically, it's more of a family for you. It's not really a team. It's, hey, like, I grew up with your brother. I know you. Now you're a part of this. So do you think it's going to be passed down almost from your generation down?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Everybody's just going to kind of keep it going for you?
That's the hope, right?
Okay.
I want to say one thing is that I didn't bring him because he's got school tomorrow, but I have an 11-year-old boy, right?
Okay.
And this thing, when he used to sit in the garage, he used to be like, yo, what is this? It doesn't move, right?
Okay,
like,
so he was already curious, like, Dad, like, what do you got going on over here?
Yeah.
Why are we just sitting here?
Yeah. So I started bringing him out to shows 2 years ago.
Okay.
And he would always ask me before that, like, Dad, what was it like to win? Dad, what was it like to be in this car? And it's hard to explain that experience.
Yeah.
But the last 2 years I brought him, every time I did this car, I would register it under his name.
Really?
So the hidden part of this all was that now he's able
to actually enjoy it and understand, hey, like,
experience it,
this is what I went through, you're getting now to experience it.
Exactly. So like, I couldn't explain it to him, so I was like, yo, just experience it, right?
Yeah.
Again, totally unplanned, and I was like,
it just happened one day.
What a full circle moment, right?
And I bet you were probably proud of that. You're like, man, like, this is what I've always wanted.
Yeah.
And I think that's for anybody, honestly. And the car is like, man, like, I hope my kids go into this car I have and like, Dad, what's this?
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, growing up, you know, you give your kid Hot Wheels, and he's like, what's this? Mustang. I had to take the Mustang out and put a Skyline in there, you know? Like,
exactly.
You know, we're doing imports, buddy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I got to ask, though, if he comes home one day and he says, Dad, I want a Mustang, I want a Challenger, I want a Charger, I don't want JDM, Dad.
He won't do it.
No. So, he planted it.
I planted it early.
Okay.
Yeah, I planted that early.
So, what is his favorite JDM car of all time? S15.
Nissan S15.
See, that's a classic car. A lot of people won't know about that.
I think we already talked about it because I was like, you're going to be driving in about 5 years.
Yeah.
Anything you're looking at, you said Type R or GR86. So
Hey, that's a great one. Those are two great choices, honestly. So, I'm going to get one more question before we wrap this up. What is your opinion on the current state of the car community with everything going on? Gatlinburg, how Daytona Beach is currently going down. So I can say I'm going to Daytona Beach. I see it all. We're arresting everybody. We're impounding cars if you look like you're part of this car show. If you look like you're doing something that we don't approve of. What is your opinion on this and everything that's been going on lately?
So that's one of the topics that we cover, or we're trying to cover in the Knowing Your Roots podcast. And it sucks, right? Because had I gone to Gatlinburg, we would have been in that Sunday crew going into the show,
Yes.
and that got canceled. So that sucks, man. I think the people that are doing for clout, like, man, go do something else.
Okay.
You know, you're ruining it for the rest of us.
Most definitely.
Right.
And I can say I come from both sides of it because I used to do the spinning stuff coming from New York. You know, New York we're notorious for that.
Right.
Doing the side shows that came from California, blocking off bridges. Obviously, I know you heard about One Stock. He passed away from doing it, doing the races and stuff.
Right.
So, coming from performance, what do you think about cages? Do you think it's safe? Do you think people should have the cages in the car if they're going to do stuff like that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, when you have that much horsepower, like, that's why governing race bodies have those rules, right? And that's for safety. So when I see cages in cars and I look in and I don't see bolts to the car,
holding it down, you're like, why?
right?
Like, it's like, why do you have it in here? Like, you're just going to take it out for this after the show. Like,
Exactly.
you're not really using it.
Exactly.
I get that completely.
So functionality, right? So
pretty much functionality and show, pretty much. So if you can't tell everybody when is the next podcast going to air, and if you can link anybody who's going to be on it or any topics you're about to cover.
Again, so we drop our first episode. We do our like 2-hour episode. We try to get that done on the first week of each month.
Okay.
And then each week in between it, we do kind of like this.
Just one-on-one interviews.
One-on-one interviews,
okay.
right? So that's how we do it.
And we appreciate that because we love anybody who's for the community, about the community, and who wants to make the community great again.
Absolutely.
And that's the biggest part of it because obviously you have a kid, you want him to be able to enjoy this. You don't want him to go like, Dad, I'm arrested. Why? Because I was sitting in a parking lot. Like, exactly. I wasn't doing anything.
Exactly.
But no, we appreciate it. I'm glad to meet you, man.
No problem, brother.
And I really hope to get you again. I appreciate
Anytime,
it.
man.